Hey everyone, on tonight's episode of Ceiling Fans with Hidden Depths, I present you with a Hampton Bay Waterton, manufactured circa 1999. So we will party like it's 1999. And no, this is not one that you saw in a previous video. That one was a later model with a few slight differences, which I will point out. And the main difference is the canopy holes are a little bit closer together, and the top vents are not shaped like teardrops. As you can see there, it's easy for me to show that because these ceilings are not very high here where I live. And I'll show you the Hampton Bay logo right there on the sideband. Yep, there it is. And let's shed a little light on the situation, shall we? Yep, there we go. And these lights are all or nothing. They don't have like they're not like the four-way type. I'm not sure if the other one had it or not, but anyway, let's get a better look at the sideband. I have a soft spot for these type of ceiling fans with the perforated sideband, ventless faceplate, and the C-shaped blade arms, or horseshoe blade arms, or U-shaped, whatever you want to call them. Let's have a look at the blade with a nice glossy sheen. And it's black as the night on top. I always leave the white side showing because I think the black looks kind of overkill on it when it's showing, but each to his own. And this is somewhat of a childhood fan for me. And my first trip to Home Depot, there was one very similar to this on display, but it had, like, you know, the arched end blades, not the arched tipped blades like you see here, the more SMC-esque blade tips. But these still look good nonetheless. I like it. And the blades are in good shape. They're not sagging right now, which is good. And if I had not already established, I got this fan off Marketplace a few months back. And the blades that are on it I got from another seller, and who ironically had my name. So that was quite interesting, to say the least. And I do have the blades that came with this fan, but they have the black side showing, and I was too lazy to flip them over. So I have a backup set of blades for this fan, and for anybody who might need one, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to make you a deal on them. So yeah, I sold the other one off to another collector, and he's thoroughly enjoying it. That was at the recent Lehigh Valley Fan Meet. And notice how I have different bulbs in the fan in this room. Normally I would go for the daylight bulbs that give more of a fluorescent vibe, but since I just thought that these bulbs go so well with the spotlight, I thought I'd stick with it. But that's why it appears more ambient in here than it would in other videos, in case you were noticing. And it came complete with the Hampton Bay pendants right there. See that? And now let's give them a tug. Start the fan first on low. And there's reverse switch right there, looking right at us. I'm really not feeling any airflow on this low, but that's to be expected with a Hampton Bay. Medium. I don't know why the switch housing is a little loose, but I'm probably going to have to take care of that at some point. Feel a little bit of a breeze on medium. And this is like the from a low on a Casablanca. But now we'll bump it up to high, shall we? It cranks out a decent amount of air on high, to my surprise. And what prompted me to install this fan at the time was, well, it was about a little over a month ago. Towards the end of May, it was Memorial Day weekend that I did this. And the temperatures were subpar. And I was bored, and I thought, you know what? I guess I could try to put an underpowered fan here, or at least a somewhat underpowered fan here. But when I hung it and revved it up, it far exceeded my expectations as far as airflow is concerned. It does a decent job. But since we're well into summer, I'm going to replace it with something a little bit more power that mounts this mounting bracket. I mean, for Hampton Bay, it's not that bad at all. It's one of my favorites, actually. And I'm feeling a good breeze right where I'm standing, so it's on par with most hunters from the 90s. Maybe more like the 2000s hunters, but non-Air Max. But it's and this fan is manufactured by Power Max. That's the OEM for it. I forgot to establish that. So let's puts out a good breeze when I'm sitting down at the computer, so that's all good. Now we're going to do spin down. And that being said, you will see that the bearings are really good on this fan because it takes a while to spin down. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this fan and what it's done for me. And the seller I purchased it from, like, took the motor apart, like the housing off of it. And I told him, you don't need to do that. And then, I don't know why, but people are people, I guess. And I know I said earlier about the style fan with the aesthetics. It's a major childhood fan for me, and the ones in my childhood had either round tip blades, round or arched end blades, and or square blades like you find on hunters. I like this one because you can mount a flush. I do have one that's air cooled. It's got the square tip blades, but that one's not flush mountable, or as Hunter would call installer's choice. That means you can mount flush if you choose to do so. I've got a few Hampton Bays in my collection, and this is like my favorite that I have. And it's more versatile since I can hang it with the mounting bracket currently up. Blades look like they're in good shape too, so I love the high gloss on them. I just love everything about this fan. I did have one in my living room when I moved in here. It's like the first fan I installed. And that was the one that I initially had in my collection from fellow collector Brian Peterson, but I like this one better. This one's not going anywhere. Okay, fan has ceased operation. This concludes the broadcast day. Thank you for watching. More to come.